All right, let's really focus on our breath today because there's a lot that our breath has to offer. And we know that. We know it can calm us down. We also know that sometimes our breath can seem almost out of control because we're stressed and we're breathing more rapidly or we can't catch our breath. But when we pay attention to our breath and we pay attention with intention, we can see the power of the breath. We can see the power of our own minds to use the breath to our advantage. And so we are breathing just naturally. We don't need to add any special sauce to our breath, although there are many ways to bring focus to the breath by breathing in and holding and then breathing out. There's all kinds of different breathing techniques. But in this case, it's really just our natural breath that we're paying attention to. And we honor that breath. We are thankful for the fact that we can breathe and keep ourselves alive. And even in the times when we are out of breath, because we're hurrying, walking, or running, climbing stairs, we can still control the way our breath works for us. Because when we get out of breath, it's our bodies telling us, slow down, take a pause, take a rest. And so we might be climbing stairs and notice after a flight or two that we're out of breath. And so we stop. We stop and just take stock of where we are. I need to bring my breath down to a slower pace before I climb the rest of the stairs. And so that's our intention. It's our body and our mind working together. Our mind telling us we want to climb the stairs. Our mind telling us there's something above the stairs that we need to get to. But our body kicks in after a while and says, slow down. You're going too fast. And the way I'm going to alert you is by shortening your breath. And so we pause, we regroup, and then we do another flight or two. And so one thing we're going to practice today is that being intentional with our breath, just our natural breathing. And as we have said many times, when our mind starts to wander, because it will, we know that that's okay. It's part of the human condition. And so we work at being intentional to bring awareness to what's in our minds and what's in our bodies and what's in our spirit. And so it's like being that bird hovering above us with the bird's eye view as we work towards making the connections mind, body, spirit on a regular basis. So when we are at work or when we are at play, we make the connection. When we start to feel something like tightness in our shoulders or a little headache coming on or a stomach upset, we stop and we go to our breath to help us through those few moments. And even when we are sometimes at play, while we might be in the zone, feeling good about play, we may be pushing ourselves too hard. Or we may have to change the way we approach something. And what alerts us to that is our mind, body, spirit connection. And so as we breathe naturally and we bring intention and mindfulness to that breath, we take our breath and we notice that between that breath and the next one, there's a very subtle, gentle pause. And when we are intentional about becoming aware of the pause, we realize in that moment of that pause, there is no stress. There is no fleeting thought or fleeting emotion. And there is no pain if we experience physical pain or emotional pain. And so we sit in that mindful moment, the pause between the breaths. And it is very quick, very minute. But within that pause between each breath, there is so much joy and peace. And so during this meditation, this silence will bring our intention to the pause between the breaths. And at first, it may not seem comfortable. It may seem like you're having trouble slowing your mind, or you're having trouble bringing the intention. And so before we even begin, it's important to set the intention that I'm going to pay attention to the pause. And if I don't pay attention and a few seconds goes by, you have to know this is just mindfulness practice, not mastery. And so we're going to realize, oh, another moment has passed and I missed the pause. I'm going to go back to my breath. And I'm going to find the pause. And so for the next while this morning, as we sit in silence, we'll bring intention to the moments, the pause moments, until you hear my voice again. May our breath serve us well. May the pauses between the breath increase. May we find peace.